Hello my fairies and welcome to a video. I normally do making Sims on stream, but I didn't feel like streaming, but I did want to get these Sims made, and here we are. So today we're working on the Catnight family, who are quite a big deal to the plot and quite a big deal in universe, so I needed to work out some stuff with them before I could start some elements of the writing. So here I'm working on Mycroft, the patriarch of the family. He is the father of the old generation, the grandfather of the younger generation, and the leader of this family. He's very much the kind of Tywin Lannister of the family and of the of of the world, I suppose. So in his design, I did take quite a bit of inspiration from Charles Dance as Tywin. I think Charles Dance did a wonderful job as Tywin. But also I feel like we got a little bit of Mr. Burns from The Simpsons, and I'm okay with that. I think, Mr. Burns is very evil, and I am dressing him a lot like Vlad, the vampire NPC. So I think we got a bit of a compromise between those three characters, which was very interesting. When the story starts, he's the High Druid. That is the job that Elizabeth takes over partway through the story. I won't explain that because spoilers, and also I haven't quite worked out the details. And he's very much sort of about the family image, the family's power. He's a very ambitious character, very very evil. Again, quite a Tywin Lannister, Mr. Burns-esque character. And yeah, I think that's how I would describe him in simple terms. He's very much that asshole family patriarch of the big kind of he's that kind of archetype, I'd say. He's not a good person. He's not a good father. And we just hate him. I did have a lot of trouble dressing him though, because I don't know how to dress men. And that is a theme you'll see in this video because the family is mostly men. It doesn't really matter when I'm writing, but when I'm building Sims, it does. So the next character I created was an original character, again, named Zachariah. He is the eldest sibling, and he's the closest to being like Mycroft in terms of personality. We'll get into the other ones, but basically I created him because I have a thought where I want to go with some of the plot, and I needed a cat knight who wasn't like the ones I already had. The other ones were either too ethical or too cowardly, I think would be the best way to put it. So I created Zach, who is a lot more like Mycroft. He's very cold and calculating and heartless, and more obsessed with power and family image than he is about or anything else. He's not very well developed. We'll get into that more, but because he was literally just created last night as I was making these Sims. He's a little sinister looking, I will say that. Kind of like an evil form. Hey, and next up we have our first canon character, Evergrey. And I will say it's quite hard. He doesn't Evergrey doesn't look very much like a human because of Pandora. I gave him this makeup and the purple eyes, and I tried to find some tattoos I could do in pink, but it just wasn't working out. So maybe we'll redesign him at some point. We'll see. But I also wasn't able to do the eye thing. He's got that kind of mad eye moody thing going on with his eye. So I wasn't really able to do much with Evergrey while still keeping his canonical look, which I love. It's very magical and chaotic, and I really like it. I think it really accurately shows his character. And I love how he just chills out on the back of your horse. Yeah, I'm not that pleased with Sim Evergrey, so he's mostly here to um for, for playing the game and testing out dynamics between the family members. Um, he's I think he looks a lot more like his canon version than this, but I do like this outfit. I think this one. I used a lot of stuff from Realm of Magic to do his outfits. I keep in with that magical vibe. Okay, so our next up is Morgana. She is an original character. Morgana is kind of an interesting one because I took a little bit of inspiration from the character of Cersei from Game of Thrones, but she definitely be considered weaker than Cersei. She goes along with things a lot more to be loved, I think, rather than seeking out power for herself. And as a result, she is kind of at the whims of her family, who are a lot more power hungry and savvy than her. But also, she is a very hateful person. I'm not saying she's just a good person caught up in this, and she does bad things. She allows bad things to happen. She's not a good person, but in terms of evilness, she's probably not so as evil as her dad. I think she's just your run of the mill bitch. And I do think I have taken a bit of inspiration for the character of Morgana from my real life aunt. And I guess in a way, Morgana was kind of therapeutic for me to write because I do have a lot of feelings about my own family members. Also, I kind of feel like that's also where Cersei comes into it because my aunt has a fair bit in common with Cersei. Not the incest and blowing up crypts, but yeah. The alcoholism, I'd definitely say. Um, yeah, that's Morgana. I kind of feel like she's kept around a lot by her siblings, mostly because they kind of see her as something to be pitied rather than a threat to them. And I think that accounts for why she's around a lot and she's allowed to be around her siblings' children just because they're like she's not really the problem. She's just a pathetic wine aunt. But I did have a bit more fun making Morgana as a sim because I can make female sims much better than I can make male sims. Okay, so next up we have Avalon, and he is quite a tricky one because he is a canon character that I want to do justice, but he doesn't have a canon face. So we kind of worked it out based on the faces I've given his family. What do we think he'd look like? And so this is kind of what I went with. He's got a bit of a beard. His head's a little bit messy. I went with darker hair for him. I made a lot of the other members of family are blonde, but yeah, Avalon wound up has always been quite dark haired in my mind, which is interesting. And honestly, Avalon's actual face and body, it's been stuff that I've kind of thought about for so long because he is a character from the early game and I have been playing for 8 years that honestly I can't even tell you where a lot of the inspiration came from. It's just, yeah, this is just what Avalon looks like in my mind. It's just like I've been mulling over for a few years now. I can't really talk you through this one that much. Unfortunately, we lost a lot of the footage of me making him, so this is quite a boring section. Finally, we have Casper. Casper, I haven't quite worked out what he does in the storyline, but he's just a lovely person. I want to keep him. I guess he's lovely. He's very into science. He's a forensic anthropologist. He just wants to do his science stuff and be nice to everyone. He's the best friend of Larissa, one of the other characters who's not in this video. And he's not involved in all that politics stuff. I haven't quite worked out what he's doing in the story, but I'm fond of him. He's just a sweetheart, and I don't want to get rid of him, so he's still here because I love him. That's Casper's whole purpose. I don't want to get rid of him. Okay, so now we're on to the next generation, and we're starting with Morgana's children. Morgana has 2 sons. Her eldest, Morgan, is actually one I'm not comfortable talking about because he's quite a horrible character. And he only actually appears really in the beginning, and he's just kind of this dark cloud hanging over family. His name is Morgan. She named her child after herself. Yes, she has got that kind of level of arrogance. The thing about Morgan is he is a monster. He hurts he hurts anyone that he feels like he can. A difference with him and Mycroft, especially, I think, is that he got caught. He is in prison. So he's seen as very much a disappointment in that regards, but he's seen as a monster because of what he has done. Because he's evil. So yeah, I don't want to dwell on him too much just because I hate him so much. I hate my own creation. And I will tell you, I kill him off really early, and it's quite satisfying. But it provides quite a lot of angst because of he is a member of the family, no matter what his effect on the family, and of how they not even mourn, just react to this event. And I'm quite excited to be able to explore that. That's the only good thing about him. I hate him so much. He is a character I have taken great joy in knowing I will kill. Okay, so next up we have got Sean, Morgana's second child. I kind of feel when you name one child after yourself, the other one seems a lot less favoured, and he kind of is. Morgan was very much the golden child, and he kind of still is, despite everything, and that really does kind of, it really hurts Sean, because he's always going to be second to A, his dead brother, and B, his monstrous brother. So he leaves the house sort of as soon as he's able to. He joins the army. He doesn't really sort of affect the grand story, but he does offer an insight into things that are going on with the family, and he also kind of offers a other alternative to Emily, because they were both kind of victims of Morgan, and they are both affected, but it manifests in different ways, and I think that's quite interesting to explore. Yeah, he's a lovely person. Again, like Casper, very much a white sheep of this family, and yeah, he's not a major character, and but I am quite excited to be working with him. I also wanted to make him visually look different from Morgan, which is why he is also a Catnight who doesn't have the blonde hair. Whereas I ended up giving a lot of them not blonde hair, even though I see it as kind of a trait of the family. They have blonde hair and brown eyes, but I think more of them ended up with brown hair in this process. Not including Emily and Evergrey, whose hair colour is kind of changed by Pandoria. We'll get into that a bit more once we get into Emily. So after Sean, we had hit that limit of 8 sims, so I decided to just save these 8 and pop them in a lot and let them let's see the dynamic they build up, and see that kind of helps us developing them. So yeah, that is part 1 of the Catnight family. Okay, so Mia is a character that again allows us to explore certain dynamics within this family. She is adopted, she is black, and she is a paraplegic. So we get to sort of with Mia explore these 3 different things and how that is within the Catnight family. What it's like to be like that when surrounded by these people. But another thing is her dynamic with Emily. Emily is a main character. She is the chosen one, and they are very close. And Mia is very important to Emily, and Mia's well-being is one of the most important things to Emily. I think it's quite important to know. So again, that is another dynamic I'm very excited to explore how that affects Emily. And also Mia as a person, I just really like. She's a very sweet little girl who grows up to be a kind young lady throughout the course of the story. She's 10 when it starts. she's a dancer, um, and she wants to run a dance school for disabled children, because she finds that she's not taken seriously because she's a disabled dancer, and she wants to be the change she sees in the world. Yeah, she tries to do ethical things. She's one of those kids who was like, I don't want to eat animals. She she loves cats. I'm not so sure where the cat came from. I don't know making the cat. Um, the cat's appearance is very much based on my own cat, Fang, who was a big floofy black cat. Maybe we'll make him another time. I realised I forgot him. Also, on a sim making level, I really enjoyed doing Mia's sim, because it gave me a great opportunity to see how well the new skin tone system works. I haven't been able to use that very much because it launched while I didn't have a computer, so I'm still working out how to use it. And also, I got some lovely child custom content. That I got to use the Elsa dress, and I got a little Moana outfit that was really cute. But yeah, like the Disney princess dress, I thought was just so cute for a child. And I got some nice custom content for my child Sims, which is lovely. So yeah, I really enjoyed getting to explore these parts of Creator Sim, I guess, and getting to use them. Yeah, I'm super happy to have been able to do this. Okay, and then we have the big one. We have got Emily. Emily is one of 3 major point of view characters. She takes on the role of the chosen one. She is she's the Sorrow with the 4 powers. She is kind of destined to lead them and shit. And it's so exciting. So Emily is half human, half Pandorian. So it was quite fun to kind of explore how I can kind of show this, but still kind of make her look quite human. It's not quite obvious. So what I ended up doing was a purple hair and kind of silvery eyes. It would kind of be like, oh, you just dyed your hair and you've got grey eyes, but yeah, close is just like, there's something not quite right there. So Emily's appearance is kind of based on the in-game avatar, a quite large eyes, but she's also kind of me. She's kind of my self-insert, so I did take some elements of my own appearance and add those in, as well as the avatar. And I'm gonna be honest with you, because I gave her quite a similar body to mine, I spent a lot of time basically looking at my body and realizing all the flaws. So that was kind of fun. Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't recommend making Sims with your body type if you already have a lot of feelings of insecurity about your body type and negative feelings about yourself because of it. So I spent a lot of time on this character just trying to make clothing work, and bit of a self-esteem killer, and also took me like 2 hours. So
for her, I
for
went
Emily,
with
I've given
this
her kind of a heart-shaped face. It's a bit
My
more
purple hair looks cool.
heart-shaped than my
I
own face.
dyed my
This
hair
is what is
purple now.
taken from the in-game avatar.
Quite long in a ponytail. I kind of feel like a braid or
with quite sort of small features apart from the eyes, which I make quite huge. Quite practical. That's kind of the style, and I've actually tried to keep that in a lot of the characters. But as the chosen one, in a kind of honour the story's roots in a horse game would be. And the makeup I did is for her is actually the makeup that I wear in game. Silver smoky eye with fantasy, dark kind of bold lip. What I do have in game though is a mole above the lip, and I forgot to include that. So let's just pretend that's there. Well, yeah, that was quite tricky. I don't think I have worn most of her outfits. I think it's just the everyday that doesn't include it. Is this necklace with a rock in it? That rock is actually the light of Aideen, which pops up sometimes in missions. So I decided Emily wears it on a chain as a necklace, and I think it goes with that chosen one aesthetic I'm going for her. And as well, like I said, I did take a lot of inspiration from my own body. And I think that really hindered my ability to try to make outfits for this sim. Yay body image issues. Another thing about Emily that I wasn't actually able to do was she has got runes on her body, and I couldn't find any tattoos that really work to show that. So she's got this cool tattoo going on, which looks cool, and I think kind of gets the message across. And a final note about the design: Emily, like me, does have sensory issues, so I kind of have to take that into account when designing her outfit. She likes her legs to feel covered. That's another me thing. So she's got tights or jeans on in all of her outfits. Her legs are covered. That's kind of the only main thing that really kind of affected her look. She does often have headphones on, but I don't really have any that I don't have any in game, so there's a t-shirt that has some on the neck, but that is hella uncomfortable. So this is what I ended up going with. I mean, you could probably have it AirPods hidden under that hair. It goes over the ears. She wears warm. I have a funny character. That is Jadzia the dog. So, Emily, as part of her powers, is very connected to animals, and that makes her very good at training them. And she's autistic, so I decided, why she trained her own service dog? So I got her a dog. This is Jadzia. She is an Australian Shepherd. Well, actually, we're not sure of her breed. She was rescued as a puppy and raised and trained by Emily. So I did change her design a little bit, so she doesn't look quite like a typical Australian Shepherd, but it is kind of the prominent one. We never find out what she's crossed with, so that's what we'll just assume she is. And I use this harness. For some reason, the black and red just gives me service dog vibes. I don't know why. Yeah, she has this harness which can have any kind of attachments added, such as a guide handle or a leash of choice. you may find it best to have a hands-free leash for a service dog. I don't know. And it's got these little pockets, so you could, because she's going to be out all day, she could carry her own treats. And I kind of like it. It's like she's got a little doggy handbag, a doggy bag. Yeah, I think this is a really cute harness actually, and it's very practical for a dog who's out a lot and has a lot of gear with the pockets. I think if I was going out a lot still, I'd probably be getting something like that for Ricky, just so he can carry some of his own bits. So that was it for pretty much all the Catnight family. We do have some other ones that are born in story, so I'm probably not going to worry about them yet. Maybe I'll make those later. And of course, there are people who like marry into it. We'll build those later, separately. We'll see. So yeah, that was very interesting, and I will be visiting the sim versions to watch their dynamic unfold and work out where we're going, because I talk like I know what I'm doing. I don't. I 10. Thank you for watching. This video has been part of the Star Stable project, a project I am doing to raise money for rescue horses with the Blue Cross. And if you would like to donate, the link is in my bio, my description. It is there for you. And every donation, no matter how big or how small, helps. And most importantly, I am just grateful that you are here watching this video and interested in this project. Thank you so much. Okay, take care of yourselves, stay safe, practice self-care, and I will see you next time. Bye.